to be a time that fairy tales were true. The king and the queen and all the pills were blue. But then the pill changed, the red pill's the truth. Forget the married life, I got better things to do. Stack money, travel the world. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. Next, I will not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, Who is Anthony Spade, the link is in the description. All right, guys, today's video is going to be about things that you do not want to talk about around women in order to maintain your power. What do I mean by that? See, what happens here is a lot of you guys, you come on the internet, you get all the information you need, you red pill yourself, and then you get this confidence about yourself. All right, it's just like the stock market. Everybody's a good trader whenever the market's not open. Then when the market's open and everything's live, people act like they don't know how to trade anymore, and that's typically when they lose all their money. But before they start investing, they do a lot of research on the company, right? It's the same thing with you and women. You do a lot of research on women to make yourself confident around women, but it only works whenever you're not around women. So what we're going to talk about today is the things that you talk about when you get around women that you lose all your power. Once you lose all your power, then she loses all the respect for you. So these are going to be things that you never want to talk about around a woman. First, you never want to talk about previous relationships, ever. And the reason why you never want to talk about previous relationship, because it shows that you're still attached to them. It shows that maybe somebody has been hurt and that there's still maybe some emotion there. So in other words, she knows that you love easy and she knows that you love hard. When it comes to your exes and it comes to previous relationships, never tell a woman details. And I don't care if this woman's gonna be a friend or this woman's gonna be a side chick, but she should never be a wife. All right, we don't promote marriages over here. All right, you never ever talk about previous relationships. It makes you look weak and it makes it look like you're attached. When you start doing that, you're just welcoming yourself to her game. Next, you never want to talk about politics. All right, never want to talk about politics. And the reason why you never want to talk about politics is because when it comes to situation in politics, you don't know her background. When it comes to your belief system, how you want life to be ran, sometimes when you start talking politics, it divides people immediately. But it also shows that you have a sheep side. What do I mean by you have a sheep side? When it comes to things like politics, women aren't really into politics. You have to understand that not politics, but women are gonna follow whatever she sees to be dominant at the time. You know how many people used to be Republicans and now they're Democrats, and how many Democrats used to be Republicans just based off the change of events in life and the knowledge that they've learned. So when it comes to politics, it divides people in general. When it comes to a woman in politics, she's only going to go with what she thinks dominant. Most women don't know anything about politics, but when you start talking politics, it causes her to be alpha. It causes her to have a stance in what she believes in. And when you start doing that, you're going to lose power. Why are you going to lose power? Because she's going to make it an emotional thing. Once she makes it an emotional thing, she starts to win. Why? Because women are the rulers of emotion. Next, never talk anything sexual. All right? And the reason why you never talk anything sexual is because, believe it or not, she's expecting you to talk about everything sexual. If you don't talk about anything in the world, one thing that a woman wants you to talk about is sex, so she could rule you in that category. It's the easiest thing for a woman to do. It's to grab a man talking about sex, control his emotions, mess with his desires. She control the entire conversation and she could weasel her way in and out of your life. Never talk about sex. Prime example, you ever notice like all these smart, independent women out here that so-called don't need a man? Don't they always find themselves talking about sex? Look at all these gossip channels on YouTube. All these women who so-called independent bad chicks. They can only be bad and gain attention by talking about sex.
They don't be talking about educational things. They don't talk about women's rights on their channels. They talk about gossip and sex. The moment you start talking about sex with a woman, she says, I got him, he likes me, he's just like all the other guys that came before him. Next, never talk about money problems, all right? You never want to talk about money problems. And the reason why you never want to talk about money problems is because that is an automatic turnoff to a woman, all right? Having money issues is a turnoff. Having problems with your life is a turnoff to women because they're seeking leadership, all right? When you start talking about money situations and that maybe you're going through some tough times, the only type of woman that's gonna work on is gonna be like a broke chick who may be having a couple kids, down on her luck, and just work a little job. Those type of women love to date broke dudes because it makes them feel empowered, all right? So understand, if you start talking money talk to a woman and she still wants to go along with you and date you, chances are she's doing it for ego reasons. She's gonna lure you in, give you good sex, and then she's gonna control you with the money that she has. So never talk about money situations with women or money problems because it shows you do not have control over your life. Next, religion. If you did not meet her in the same church as you, then you don't ever need to talk about religion, all right? And the reason for that is because you got 1,001 different religion out there, 1,000,001 different type of beliefs, and people that are overly religious, like I'm not a religious person, but people that are overly religious or people that are under religious, their views shift, so does their emotion. Remember, when you're dealing with women, you must be emotionless. You have to learn to talk about things that are not gonna trigger emotions, because once you trigger her emotions, you're giving her the power because women rule by emotions. Next, family trauma. All right, what do I mean by family trauma and friends trauma and drama situations? This is when pillow talking comes in. A lot of you guys, you lose a woman's respect after sex when you're just sitting there pillow talking, all right? Pillow talking with a woman makes you seem weak. Talking about dramatized situations and like you need some type of approval, you look weak to a woman. Why? Because women use those things to get ahead. So in a lot of cases, she knows that she's a liar. What do I mean by that? A woman can handle more pain than a man. The only true tears that a woman sheds is when she's by herself. Every tear that she sheds to the public will all be for manipulation. So when you're sitting in bed with her, and you're sitting around her, and you're talking about traumatized events, and you're talking about drama that's been going on with your life, it shows that you're extra emotion and that you're needy for attention. All right, you have to understand that because she sees it the same way. You have to be strong enough to handle your drama. You must not be able to show her that you're traumatized by situations. She would never respect you, ever. You know how many dudes out here that are in jail and they woman messing around on them, or they're a gangster and they woman messing around on them? And the reason why the woman messes around on him is because he's traumatized, which means that his emotions are all over the place. But she still stays with him because he makes her feel empowered, because she feels like she's taking care of something. This is a great form of dysfunctionality. When it comes to drama, it comes to traumatized situations, you must be able to stand strong and handle them by yourself. You can't look for a woman to comfort you. So in other words, don't look for a woman to understand. Next, and this is going to be last but not least, and this is going to be one of the most important ones, period. Marriage. Never talk about a woman, what type of wife you want, what type of family you want, where you want to live at, what type of house you want. You know why? that shows that you're needy and that you already have your life planned out. So she's looking at it like, oh, he just want me to, this guy is desperate. He looking to get married. He looking to do that. You can't talk about that. Nowadays, women are already expecting to just fuck and go their own way. And you as a red pill man, you shouldn't even be thinking about marriage. If you think of anything close to marriage, you better be thinking lifetime girlfriend. You don't want to do anything that's going to fill out any paperwork. But one thing that you don't want to do is that you don't want to tell her anything about marriage. You don't want to start planning a life with her. Never start talking about a life that you got planned. That automatically makes you look needy and weak. All right, everything that I told you guys today are little things that you use in your life to trigger other results. You have to understand with women, they're constantly analyzing everything. The more you talk, the more they learn you, because women learn men faster than men learn women because they have more guys to practice with. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.